I'm Salifou Siddo. I'm the CEO of TEP, and TEP stands for Tourism Enterprise Partnership, and our mandate is to help develop tourism SMEs. We have been active in the tourism industry for the last 10 years. We were a creation of big corporate as well as government. So we are a good example of what a public-private partnership is, and we get funding from those two entities, corporate and national government, to help us roll out a number of interventions intended to help tourism SMEs grow and become sustainable as businesses on their own right. I believe that South Africa has always been a great tourism destination. With the recent events of the World Cup and so on and so forth, I think we have had the opportunity to take South Africa's reputation as a tourism destination to another level. I think from a TEP perspective, the issue is how do you make sure that this destination that everyone is talking about as a great destination, how do you make sure that every tourism business is given the opportunity to participate and share in the benefits? And that's precisely where entities like TEP would come on board, in the sense that we can assist tourism businesses with marketing. We can assist them with skills training. We can assist them with product development. And the idea essentially is to help them go through the growth curve in such a way that at the end of the day, they become sustainable and they create jobs and they contribute to the GDP growth of South Africa. That's really the bottom line. And we are talking about making sure that these tourism entities grow to become the next year's Tourvest, or next year's Sun International, or next year's City Lodge. So it's a deliberate strategy that we are implementing, and what is beautiful about it essentially is that it is a public-private partnership. We get funding from corporates through business trusts and through National Department of Tourism. Those are the two representatives of the public and the private sector that I said we are an example of. To date, those two entities have contributed 450 million rand that TEP turned around and invested into tourism SMEs. So the training skills that we provide, the marketing materials that we help them develop, the websites that we help them create, the exhibitions such as Indaba that we take them to, the ITBs or WTMs that we take them to, all that is financed from that 450 million that government and business have contributed over the last 10 years. What are the performance indicators from that investment? We have been able to create 64,000 additional jobs since the inception of TEP. 64,000 additional jobs. And our tourism SMEs have generated 5 billion rand as a contribution into the tourism, into the national GDP. And these are figures that are audited by PwC. So it's not just TEP or the CEO of TEP sitting in front of you because of the camera saying that this is what we have done and so on and so forth. You can actually contact PwC, the big auditing firm in Johannesburg, and ask them about TEP. They will tell you that indeed we have audited those figures and it is correct. So TEP contributes to job creation and to GDP growth. And that's really our mandate, and we intend to double up our efforts to make sure that we meet the very, very high targets that government has set up for all of us. I mean, creating 225,000 additional jobs by 2020 is not going to be easy, but I think we are up to it. We're looking for serious entrepreneurs, and we have a mechanism of identifying the real entrepreneurs from let's call them the chances. Okay, we have what we call a business sophistication model that we put them through, and we are able to identify which ones have potential. Because remember, our job, our mandate is sustainability. If a business is not sustainable, it is not going to be sustainable. We are not going to waste our resources. So for you to be assisted by tech, you need to show real potential. You need to show real commitment, and we don't help you 100%. Let's just be very clear about that. We give you 50% of what it will cost you to build a website. The other 50% will be your skin in the game. That's your commitment. If you want to come to Indaba, we're not going to just book you hotel and exhibition space and so on and so forth. No. If you need 50,000 to make it to Indaba, we will give you maybe 10,000. Maybe the province that you're coming from will give you another 10,000. To make up the 30%, the 30,000, the other 30,000, it will have to come from your pocket. As an entrepreneur, you have to basically know that you need a stake in the game. If you don't have a stake in the game, then we as TEP, we might as well just walk the streets and identify anybody and say, hey, come get into this business, here's 100,000. That's not how it works at all. So the tourism entrepreneurs who are out there, or the small entrepreneurs who are out there who basically you cater for, yes, indeed, we can assist as a TEP if they are in our value chain, i.e. if they are tourism enterprises. But our assistance is mainly non-financial. We help them with skills development, we help them with marketing development, mentoring, and so on and so forth. And that's essentially how we do our business. I would invite anyone who is interested to know more about TEP to go onto our website at www.tep.co.za. Our critical numbers are there, our performance indicators are there, but also we have very nice stories of entrepreneurs that we have taken from a level where they're making, say, 100,000 revenue a year to them being big boys now, swimming with the sharks and basically being very successful.